Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of This Is Our Life. This is for this is for my friend uh, Marie on Facebook. Um, I have to use an on-screen keyboard because my keyboard doesn't isn't recognized by the computer anymore, which means next month I have to get a new one. And it's very slow and difficult to use the on-screen keyboard, and that's why I'm making a video. So Carolyn is sitting over there. Actually, if the thing I'll let you see her. The only thing is that, look, every time we go for a walk or something, both men and women, they see her and they drop to their knees and they're like, "Marry me, please. I want to be with you." And I'm like, "I'm her husband. Leave her alone." And they're like, "You're ugly. She needs somebody handsome." So anyway, there she is, that beautiful woman right there. No, they're right. She's beautiful. So anyway, so you asked about the cancer. How is the cancer doing? And if I knew how to, how do you say, how to make this like a private video so only you could see it or only certain people could see it, I would, but I don't quite know how to do that. Um, we went to see another oncologist. Was it last week or the week before? Week before, for a second opinion. Because we haven't been happy with the oncologist we've been seeing. We're still not happy with him. He just isn't a good communicator. That's the biggest problem. It's like he comes in to the room and he's like, well, let me listen to your chest, okay, take a couple of deep breaths. Oh, well, we're just going to keep the same treatment. I'm like, excuse me. Oh my, it's snowing in West Virginia.
We're not going to get snow.
Okay, it's kind of early for that. Anyway.
Well, last year, wasn't it? Or before last, we had Halloween snow.
So I have to be careful here because I don't have a shirt on, so I don't want to.
Sexy.
Thank you. You are too. You're sexier than I am. Anyway,
get the cats out. Meow. We'll guard us.
So this is what we've learned. One, everybody's been telling us we can't cure it, but we can treat it. Well, like, what does that mean? Why can't you cure it? And we finally got an answer. And the answer was the cancer is in the marrow, the bone marrow. And I don't remember where you're from. I know you're in Germany. I don't. I know like a few words in German. I don't. I'm sorry. And my Spanish isn't much better. At least I can pronounce things in Spanish correctly when I do say them. But I don't have a very big Spanish vocabulary, even though that's where I'm from. But if you don't understand something, just let me know. But the cancer's in the bone marrow, and he said that the medical professionals, the doctors, have learned that once it gets into the marrow, it's not curable, but it's treatable. It's like we could try and cure it, but we would kill you by trying to cure it. So, I don't want that. I don't think she wants that, even though we would prefer it cured. Um, I don't think she's eating very much. I know she's not eating very much because I'm the cook.
So that's a mess too.
But her pain's doing better. She's not taking as much pain medicine. Although what is that, fentanyl?
Fentanyl patch.
She has a fentanyl patch. That's probably
and
Percocet. But the fentanyl patch is probably what's really
more continuous.
Yeah, because it's you change it every 3 days. you told me once you worked in the medical profession. I don't remember as what, but when I worked in hospice, we gave people morphine, not patches. There's no morphine patches, but they were working on it. But I still they don't have them. At least not over here. In Europe, you have a lot of things we don't have, which I remember a day when in Europe the United States was more forward, and now the United States is becoming more and more backward, and Europe is more advanced.
Where is it? Sweden? Is the pot legal, or Norway, or something like that? Denmark.
Not Denmark, Netherlands.
Netherlands. So
Yeah.
Holland, basically.
Yeah. So yeah, but I mean, I saw a picture of somebody growing a pot plant on a balcony in España, and I'm like, oh my, it's right out there in the open now. Back in my day,
Tried that.
so back in my day, you would have gotten killed for that, or you would have disappeared in a prison, But now, today, in Spain, the problem is we don't have how do I explain it? We don't have medical cannabis in New Hampshire right now. Next year,
They're working on it.
yeah, they're working on it. Next year, they're supposed to open 5, I believe, uh, dispensaries, but we don't know where they're going to be. We don't know how much it's going to cost, because I think that helps her, because it relaxes her when she's relaxed. It doesn't have the pain, but thankfully she's not going through a lot of pain right now. Now I know I'm long-winded. I apologize for that. I saw a really nice pair of snowshoes at the junk store this morning, but they were gone by the time I came back. No, we don't have any money for them anyway. But anyway, so she's on a cancer medicine, which is working. We found out. I mean, I don't know why our doctor doesn't just tell us this stuff. Really, I don't think we should have to go to a different doctor to get the
like a cry answers out of him.
Yeah, and he actually showed us. He brought it up on the computer and showed us the results. The cancer is actually reducing some, and the medicine for the bones is also working. Her bones are strengthening, which is good, because by the strengthening of the bones, it helps push the cancer out of the bones. So that's good. There is a possibility that she'll do some more radiation because of where some of the cancer is, and because of, she's had pain in certain areas, like her where you say your thigh.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like tightness, and not really pain, but stiffness. Tightness.
And her back she has a suntan on her back, so to speak, from the first radiation treatment. But the doctor was telling us that we can do radiation multiple times. It's just once you do chemo,
they can only do it once.
Yeah, you can do it once. That's it. So we want to avoid that. Excuse me. We want to avoid that if we can. But the cancer medicine is working. It may not be really knocking it down, but it's reducing it, and that's good. And the bones are strengthening, which also means that's helping to, the bones are stronger. It's the bones are defeating some of the cancer. Like, it's like we can't live in the bones. The bones don't want us anymore, so we have to leave the bones or we have to die. And hopefully it's dying, the cancer, that is. But is there anything else you can? No. Okay, so that's. I was gonna, or actually, both of us were gonna go to a cancer support group this afternoon, but my wife was dead tired, and I had to go to the
Well, I go to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning.
something like that, and I had to go to the King Community Kitchen to get some food. Otherwise, we would
Be foodless.
foodless, So that's basically the information. I don't remember where in Deutschland you live. Do you ever go to Hanau? And I lived in Hanau for like 5 months. My best friend, Steffi, he passed away when he was like 6 years old. He had a heart condition, but uh, their last name was Brown. That wasn't their original name because his parents were from Yugoslavia, and Herr Brown had served in the German army during the war. And so, that tells you how old his parents were. And Steffi would be a little older than me. He'd be in his mid-50s, mid to late 50s now, if he was still alive. But he had brothers and sisters. I have slides of them, but, you wouldn't be able to say, oh, I know that person, from looking at the slides, because, that was...
5 years old he was.
Well, yeah, but that was like, how long ago was that? That was 65, 66, something like that. So, that was a long time ago. But, anyway, if you ever go to Hanau and you happen to find the Brown family, I don't recall the names of the parents. To me it was Herr Brown and Frau Brown. But they were from Yugoslavia, if that helps. And Frau Brown never learned to speak German. She always spoke Serbo-Croatian. But Herr Brown was like, most Europeans, like my dad, spoke multiple languages. I don't know. I think Herr Brown spoke like 5 languages. I don't know how many my dad spoke. He spoke Japanese, Spanish, German, Serbo-Croatian. I don't know if he spoke Scots Gaelic or Irish Gaelic, but one of those two, or at least a little bit of one of those two. But anyway,